Hey everybody, Mike Steele here, Barbecue Champs Academy, live in the house tonight, man. What's going on, Mr. Aaron?
Not much, man. Ready to get it started. We've got a good
Heck,
lineup.
man, we got a lineup tonight, man. I mean, you don't get much better than this. I guess you could say probably three of the hottest cookers rolling around in Texas right now, and one of them has just been absolutely unbelievable in CBA, and that's Mr. Carl Davis himself with Cast Iron Cookers. He has been on a tear, and well, he won the CBA Championship, so we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But in the meantime, we got some folks rolling in here. I know this guy. Man, it was great seeing him. What's going on, brother? And, man, he's got a nice trailer, man. I mean, look, don't burn this one up. Don't melt this one to the ground, whatever you do. And if you ever decide to sell that one, you call me first, because it was an all-aluminum trailer. That thing was nice. Wasn't one of them water beds down the side of the deadgum, aluminum on the side of it. I mean, it was good, thick aluminum.
ATC, those are good trailers.
ATCs are awesome, and he stole the things, so he ought to feel guilty. So anyway, good to see you, Travis. Mr. Bobby, come on now. Good to have you on here. Mr. Allen, thank you for being with us tonight. And we got them steadily rolling in. Adam, we appreciate you being here.
What's up, Adam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, let us know if you're on here. Right, we're going to get this thing rolling here just a little bit. Like I said, we got three amazing guests, and it's going to be a good show. It really is.
Adam and I taught the RecTech Academy here a few months ago, back to summer or whatever.
I got you.
August or something.
I got you. There we go. Got a few more folks on here. Mr. John up there in the frozen tundra. Yeah, frozen tundra mix of rain, sleet, and everything else, man. I feel sorry for anybody who lives up there in that Wisconsin, Minnesota area. So, yeah, it's not for me. Too much cold. I like cold, but and Alaska's probably even worse. So, what's going on, Mr. John? Glad to have you here. Mr. Matt, we appreciate you being with us tonight. And got some folks steadily rolling here. Mr. Russell, appreciate you being here. Our guest is already on here chatting it up with everybody. Anyway, man, what'd you do this weekend, Aaron? Did you roll off and do a little cooking?
Yeah, I drove just a few miles up the road over there to Paris.
Okay.
Spent about 7 hours of windshield time and got over there and hung out with a lot of good friends and hadn't seen in a while. And man, tried to see if I couldn't be the last call of the day, but this didn't quite work out. Got sixth overall. And,
I got you.
I mean, it's just ribs and brisket came in. Chicken was right there, but the old pork got 19th out of 35, and that's just not enough to recover,
man. Dang.
So just it is what it is. You know what happens, but no, had a great time, and congratulations to Brad and Bree with Smoking Magic. They got engaged under the tower, and got to see two good friends after 6 years of chasing each other around the coffee table. Finally get hitched. I mean, get engaged. So
that's good. That's good. Yeah, I saw him on one knee in front of the Eiffel Tower, and I was like, "That's a pretty good way to do it, right there."
Everybody kept it a secret. Bree had no idea. She just couldn't believe that nobody was talking about it. But
that's awesome. That's the way to do it, man. Keep them hid. Don't let nobody know. So
yeah, weather didn't cooperate, but it stayed kind of chilly and windy, but. A little pop-up canopy and a wind wall, does wonders.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So yeah. Anyway, well, we had a blast over in Denton, Texas. Certainly missed you there.
You did.
So man, it was.
So you were just kind of wanting a little one-on-one action, was it?
I was ready for you, brother. I was so heartbroken.
I didn't want to steal your thunder.
I was so heartbroken when you told me you was not coming to Denton last week. I was like, "Hey, you're coming to Denton, right? You're coming to Denton, and you." No, I said, no, you're coming, right? You made the bounty hunt. No, I didn't. Well, you're not coming? I was like, man, I had a brisket that had that name on it, man. And I was like, man, I'm going for round 2. Ding, ding. So
well, you tore it up and got reserved grand. Congratulations.
Had it to the end. And then AJ was the only one. There was only 3 people that could beat me. It was AJ, it was Alan Freeman, and Tim Ish. And they were all right there. Every one of them could have had a first place brisket, could have grand championed the thing. And man, I'll tell you what, I owe Brad one, because we're sitting there and they call out the ticket, and I'm sitting there just looking at those 3. Alan was sitting right next to me, and they called out brisket, And when they did, Brad jumped up and started walking. I was like, oh my gosh, I just grand championed this thing. And here he is. He comes from the back, starts walking up. And I'm like going, oh my gosh, I just GC'd it. I can't believe this. And next thing you know, I see AJ get up. And he's walking up, and Brad's turning around, and they're sitting there talking. I was like, what the heck is going on? And then Brad goes back and sits down, and AJ goes up and collects the first place.
Shame,
I was like,
walk of shame.
oh my gosh. And I went up to Brad, I don't know, it was probably late that night on Saturday, and I was like, man, I said, I had it there just a sec. I was like, I ain't believing this. And then you just jerked that thing right after me. What in the heck was that all about? And he said, I ain't got a call all dadgum day. And I'd be dadgum if I was going to sit my butt in the chair. It wasn't my ticket, but I got up anyway, and I started walking. And I was like, are you kidding me? And he said, no, I knew it wasn't my ticket. I just got up anyway and started walking because, man, I wanted to walk. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And then here comes AJ, and I was like, well, I guess I got to turn around now because my ticket ain't going to match. Anyway, I was like, well, man, that was a good one. You know, joke
so
was
what,
on
what was
me.
your what'd you calls?
I had a second place chicken, a third place brisket, and a 14th place rib.
Oh, gotcha.
So had a really
solid day.
There was only 3 teams that got 3 walks, and it was AJ, myself, and Craig Scoggins. Man, huge congratulations to that dude. He's a SCA cooker that's done rolled over in here, and man, he showed up and showed out too. I think he finished 4th or 5th overall. So
yeah, he's had a solid year. Appreciate
he had a pretty good pretty good run at it as well. So and yeah, it was anytime you get 3 walks and 70 teams, man, it's a good day. And I hadn't cooked a whole lot. I didn't really, I was like, man, I hadn't cooked in Texas since June, and I'd only cooked 2 cook-offs since June. So I was just like, man, just going to kind of keep my flavor profiles down the middle. Don't want to get too offensive on anything. I backed off the brisket just a kiss. And, man, chicken was on point. Susan said, it was one of your best chickens I've ever ate. And, man, I was happy with all my turn-ins. But, man, you just never know. When 70 teams are there, man, you land on the wrong table right off the get-go, you can go.
What do you say to a guy who can't eat chicken, can't taste chicken, he can smell it, but he goes and wins the first place chicken. Chicken. He's just, Tim Esch is, the only man that cannot eat a chicken and still win a chicken.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So maybe we're doing something wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to quit tasting it. So anyway, well, man, we got 37,000.
Tim Kirkendall there. He's a chicken cooker.
Oh, he's a chicken turkey. Yeah, and I was expecting to see Tim up there in Denton. For some reason, he didn't make it.
He did what you did. He was wanting a piece of this right here.
That's what
he said.
I got you. So Mr. James Dotson, he walked away with the Jambo Pit. So
I seen somebody riding it like a saddle bronc.
That was pretty good. That was great. Erica's riding it. Come on, James. Let's go, brother. Oh, goodness gracious. But anyway, well, hey, let's thank our partners real quick. Thank you for all your support over the years. David with Gunnar Wilhelm Knives. Please keep him in your prayers. He's been battling some serious cancer. And B&B Charcoal, man, love those guys to death. They got such a great product. Miss Gail with Daigle's Barbecue sauces and glazes and stuff. She's got some good rubs as well. And Kirsten with Raider Red Meats. If you're needing some Prairie Fresh product, they can definitely hook you up. Tell her you heard about it on Barbecue Champs Academy and tell her what you're looking for. And she is pretty good about picking out exactly what you want and getting it to you. And I think we've got a guest on here tonight, Mr. Al. And I think he can vouch for them because I think he told me he ordered them and was just highly impressed with what they sent to him. So anyway,
Texas Tech, those guys, the meat science department, they've really got a good selection of stuff. They know what they're looking for.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, it's time to kick this bad boy off. We're going to bring in this guy here first, Mr. Cast Iron Cookers, Mr. Carl Davis. This guy, you talk about somebody being on an absolute tear. Not only this year, but last year as well. He's only been cooking 2.5 years. Mr. Carl, man, it's great to have you on our show, brother.
Thank you.
It's quite interesting.
Don't get too excited, Carl.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him fired up a little bit. And all right, so here's the rules: no one word, one sentence. I don't want to be the only one talking. They don't want to listen to me. I done gave my 5-minute rant. We want to hear from the man because right now you're the man in CBA and probably most of Texas. Everywhere you show up, you're showing out. And man, that was quite an impressive run that you had in CBA this year. You won the CBA Points Championship. I don't remember exactly how all your calls were in the meet overall finishes. So where did you finish at in chicken?
Second.
And where did you finish in
Second
pork?
Ribs. Yeah, second in chicken, second in ribs, third in pork, and Bill and LC knocked me out of brisket to fourth place.
To fourth place. Wow. Man, that's pretty dadgum impressive. And won the overall points championship. So, well, man, Carl, I tell you what, for a newcomer that's only been cooking now, I think you told me since about 2.5 years, you have definitely
July
showed
of
up on the
23.
July of 23. That's an impressive run. I've lost count of how many grand champions and reserve grand champions you've had. I think I saw you post like 124 cook-offs or so in 2.5 years.
This weekend was 125.
125. Wow. And a buttload of grand champions and reserve grand champions and a whole host of top 10s. So quite impressive. Quite impressive. So let me get a couple other guests on. Let me get these other two guests on, and then I've got some questions for you. We're going to see if we can pick your brain a little bit. Next up is the guy that, man, he snatched victory right away from me on the last call of the day. Actually, it was Brad that snatched it away from me because I thought I had it. I'd had it because he got up. And then he went and sat down, and this guy comes scrolling up, Mr. AJ with Okie Folks Barbecue. AJ, brother, man, that was kind of a cool deal. It sucked for me. I'm sure you was probably sitting there going, wait a minute, my ticket says this, and he's walking. So how did you feel when he got up? Did you think you heard the number wrong?
I did. Because Peter and I were sitting there talking about it, Peter Harrison, and I said, dude, I need a first place brisket to take this thing. He said, well, you can do it. And sure enough, it got down to third and second, and she went to calling first, and she got through the first three numbers, and I kind of started tensing up, and then she called, it was 1174. And I looked over at him, and I smiled, and he said, you got to be freaking kidding me. And I went to stand up, and then Brad jumped up and started screaming, and I said, did I hear her wrong? And then I showed him my ticket, and he goes, dude, and Peter went to stand up, and he was like, dude, that's wrong. He's wrong. And I was like, oh, what do I do? And then I was speechless. And then he, turned around and said, oh, I'm just kidding, and went back. And so then I started walking up. And so, yeah, he stole my thunder a little bit. But, hey, I still got the win. So.
Now, he took my thunder. Yeah, he took my thunder away, too. I was like, man, I done won this thing. I ain't believing this.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're over there thinking, I thought I won this thing.
We both kind of got a gut punch,
Yeah. Like, wow. Anyway, well, man, congratulations, man. If I was going to get beat by anybody, man, I'd take you any day, man, because you have been on an absolute roll this year.
Thank you.
And to be the best, you got to beat the best. And man, you've been on your game this year. I gave it all I had. So,
Thank you.
Anyway, I'm talking about another guy that's been on a freaking roll, and he's one of Barbecue Champ Academy alumni, Mr. Bud Brown himself, with Smoking Bud's Barbecue. Bud, man, I can't tell you how proud I am, and I know Aaron is as well, of the incredible season that you've had in only your second year. And a huge congratulations to you, Bud.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
it's been a roller coaster and been pretty dang awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you ended up winning the bounty hunt part of it, so I wanted to kind of get both the grand champions on it. AJ won the open against 71 teams. Bud had the 18-team shootout in the bounty hunt. And man, that's a stacked field. I mean, you had a top five to get in? It was the top five of it each one. That's what it was.
Top five in each segment.
Yeah, and then
3 segments, you had to be in top 5 plus a wild card draw.
So you're running the points there for each segment, and man, those are all heavy hitters. There wasn't no lightweights that got in there, and I didn't really know who was going to win that deal. Hatch was in it. I knew that he was always tough, and I knew Bud had been cooking really well, and Chris Hatcher. Not Chris. I already said Chris. Pokey. James and Pokey. And man, he just came roaring out at the end. And I was like, man, this is going to be anybody's game here. This is tough. So, Anyway, but it was good to see you get out there, bud, and you had an incredible year for your second year. And it's funny, I remember the first year you're turning in boxes and what the food looked like, and I was like, man, he's got some work that needs to be done. You know, I was like, tighten these boxes up a little bit. And then the second year, man, you roll out, and I'm like, man, these boxes are starting to get better looking all the time. And man, the food looks good. It ain't just the box, but I'm talking about the food. And wow, man, what a turnaround season you had, and super, super excited for what you did. So, man, we got a few folks coming on here. Let me kind of get caught up. Jaime, what's up, gents?
What's up, Jaime?
Hey,
How's that
Ron, there
mullet?
you go. We want the bean recipe. Yeah, man, everybody wants that bean recipe. That's it. 2.5 years, but 300 contests. Yeah, he's cooked 125. So he's definitely not scared to travel. So, anyway,
before we forget about that first place brisket call conundrum there, you left out some key choice words that Brad was saying whenever he jumped up.
So I didn't hear none of that because I was over there in shock that I won the dadgum thing. So
he's right behind me and sort of in front of where AJ was sitting. And do you have a bleep button?
No, I really don't. But you can kind of bleep the words and miss the first half, but get the second half.
Rated G, man. Rated G.
There's a few mothers and
okay,
I got this and stand up and going, who in the heck is this? And like stand back, I was like, oh crap, and walking up, I'm like, this can't be right. and then, see him start walking back, and he's like, I just wanted to walk.
That's what he told me. I just wanted to walk. I'll be sitting in my chair.
I'm surprised he didn't have shoes and stuff thrown at him.
Oh my gosh!
And then whenever AJ got up, oh man, the whole darn thing. And James Dotson, he's watching. He'll attest. I love cheering for everybody.
Yeah.
And especially, people I've got to know like AJ and Aaron, yourself and Carl and just love celebrating people's success.
Yeah.
And just everybody jumped up and go to the aisle where he's coming out and just giving him big hugs. And I was like, dude, you might have 2 competitions today. You might have them both.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I don't know. He sort of gave me that AJ grin, just like, I don't know. I was like, dude, if you do, come on. Come on.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I didn't get a rib call on the bounty. That's what got me. So,
yeah. That's crazy too. I mean, you have a good rib. So, yeah, just goes to show, man. They didn't like that one.
Yep.
And as Tim Ish said, man, I just needed a couple more points.
Yeah, if I just scored more points, I'd have won it. So.
Just a couple more points.
Yeah,
that's it. Well, I want to roll back to you, Mr. Carl. I've got a few questions for you. I don't want a one-word answer now. I got to get some information from you. So let's talk a little bit about what you cook on. Are you a drum cooker, offset cooker? Do you use drum offsets with pellet cookers once you wrap? What's your process?
It's like an offset, but the firebox is underneath one end of it. Homemade pit. And then
okay.
I set my sauce with a Traeger.
Okay. So all your meats, all your chicken, ribs, brisket, everything's cooked on an offset?
90% of the time.
No,
Sometimes I put the chicken on the Traeger.
Okay. Did you build the pit, or did you buy it?
Me and my neighbor built it.
You built your own pit. Man, that's the way to do it. So custom offset, and with does the firebox come into the cooking chamber or is it just all on the back end, on the side of it?
It's directly underneath the right hand side of it.
Okay.
So instead of it sitting off to the edge, it's underneath it like a leg.
Yeah.
And it goes up and goes this way.
Okay. All right. Wow, that's pretty cool. So did you start with that on the beginning, or did you kind of get into it and decide, I think I'm going to build my own?
No, I had one that's just like it on the old cast iron cooker trailer.
Okay.
And then when I got this trailer, we put a different one on it, but it's built the same, just a little bit bigger.
Okay. Is it a reverse flow or just
Nope.
comes right across it and go? Okay. So everything's done on it. Most of the stuff's done on it. Then if anything, you'll put it on a pellet cooker. Do you finish it off on a pellet cooker, or is that just to set sauce and stuff?
Just the set sauces.
Just a set sauce. That's interesting. What's your wood of choice? Are you a lump guy or are you a stick burner only, or both, stick and
Lump.
wood?
I
Just
use
lump
lump and wood.
and lump and wood. Okay, wow, that's pretty interesting. It's always neat to see what type of cookers people are cooking on and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty neat. So tell us I've heard Lee Hickle kind of tell me some stories about the name cast iron cookers. So I've got to have a feeling it's got something to do with a bunch of cast iron pot skillets or something. How did that name come about?
My old trailer used to have like 30 cast iron pans hanging around from the top of it. They sounded like wind chimes every time the wind blowed.
Wow.
And I
So-
own a bunch of cast iron. Way too much cast iron.
I got you.
So the weekend that my class launched in 23 was July the 7th
Yep.
weekend. I mean, fourth
Yep.
weekend, right?
Yep.
I met Carl, and Carl it wasn't Poteet, it was
Pettis, Texas.
Pettis. And so I met Carl, and I was on the edge because I was going to Alamo for that rolling double, right? So we were in Pettis, and we had to go down and cook on like a Monday or Tuesday. And that's when I met Carl for the first time. We talked about his pit, and he had his cast iron hanging and so forth. And so I got to hang out with Carl a little bit and then talk to him and see what he had going on. And he was just kind of getting started, him and his kids, just for something to do.
That was my very first cook-off ever.
Yep. And
dang.
it was just a deal. So that weekend, I was kind of excited about some little things. And then we took off and went to Alamo. And he didn't go to Alamo, but that was the first weekend to really kind of get to talk to him and get to see what kind of person he was. And we hung out pretty much the whole, Friday and Saturday, and Sunday morning I took off to Alamo. So
Wow.
Carl had his offset, and we talked about design and airflow, and he made some changes, and just kind of opened it up a little bit, let it breathe, and he
told me to
designed
cut
his
that
pit
4-inch
that he has
pipe off,
now.
put a bigger one.
Yeah. And so he just kind of more or less mocked a new one on there, but he had a little trailer that was, I don't know if it was single or double axle, but it looked like a chuck wagon kind of gig, but just kind of an old pull behind, and he's been rocking it ever since. But we got that new trailer. That's what changed everything. That new trailer for him, I think, really opened it up and
That
put
changed
him on a whole different venue. He was happier what he was cooking on, and he had things kind of rolling. So Carl's done a great job since I first met him.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, so Chris Hatcher's got a question. Ask him how many temp gauges he has on that smoker. So you got some temp gauges lined up from one end to the other?
I got 4 of them, but they're still on the dresser at home. I ain't got them on the smoker yet.
That's pretty crazy. So another question. Cooking on an offset, are you a more of a low and slow where you're around that 250, 275, or are you a little bit more hot and fast 300, 350 area? Where do you cook most of your stuff at, Carl?
Oh, it's low. It's probably 250, 275, somewhere in there.
Okay. Brisket ribs and everything is around that number?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I'm a 275 guy, man. That's where I roll everything. My brisket and ribs at 275. My chicken goes on a WSM. I cook it on a drum. So, man, that's pretty cool. I mean, and you don't find a whole lot of teams that are really doing that. Most of the guys, Aaron, when you say and guys that are on the show tonight, I mean, let's just kind of ask the question, Aaron. Where are you usually running it? You're kind of a 300 temp guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I run that Jambo about needles up. I run around 300 degrees, and but doesn't mean that that's what I'm cooking at. It just means that's what the gauge is showing.
Right.
I don't have a gauge on my drum. I just put a piece of foil.
It's
over
pegged.
top
We're
of
not
a magnet.
worried. Yeah, when we
It's
start
just
seeing
wide open.
when we start seeing the powder coat continue to flake off, you got her ginning about right.
Everybody kept asking this weekend in Paris, hey man, how hot you run your drum? I said, well, you can go look, but I mean, you get about 2 foot from it, it's pretty hot. But there's no gauge. I had a magnet over the gauge hole this time, not a piece of foil. So
yeah,
I mean, but I put my third pin in it just to prove to somebody. I think it was pushing about 4 1/4.
That sounds about
450,
right.
whatever. But that just wrap, just cook on color. I mean, that's all you really got to do. So
that's it.
So yeah, 300 to 400 degrees.
Yeah. All right, AJ. Now you've got an Outlaw, don't you?
Yeah.
What do you? All set Outlaw.
Yeah, I'll set Outlaw, and I cook at 300 on that thing. So, and I'll run my ribs for about an hour on it usually, and then move them over to a Rectech, and then brisket runs the whole time on it. And I used to run my chicken my half chicken on it the whole time, but I started running it straight on the Rectex too.
So you cooking on a Rectex, one of the pellet cooker Rectex with
Yeah,
the round one that's blast the heat, or just a regular Rectex pellet cooker?
just a regular Rectex. It's a backyard beast. So
Okay.
I actually ended up buying another one this past weekend. I sold a Traeger that I had just because I really like the Rectex a lot more, and I
Okay.
knew I needed some more space. And I've got a process and everything sits in the same place. And so going to the roundup, I told myself I was going to cook double the meat, for the bounty, even though we only needed 3. And I cooked double everything this weekend, and so I was freaking out. So I had 2 Rectex on the porch this weekend. So
Right.
yeah.
So where do you cook chicken at on a pellet cooker?
I cook them on the top rack. So on the backyard beast, I cook them on the top rack.
What temp are you running on that?
285.
285 on your chicken.
285.
Okay.
Yep. It takes about 2.5 hours, or maybe 2 hours and 40 minutes. I mean,
Okay.
it just depends, and my birds are anywhere from 4.2 to 4.8, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere in that area.
And
Yeah.
they're in that range. And so, yeah, they'll take about 2.5 to 2 hours and 40 minutes. And, and then I'll sauce them and everything. They don't have any rest or anything. They just come straight off the grill. So.
Right. Yeah. It makes it a little easier when you cook chicken a little slower like that. You don't really necessarily overshoot it. And, you probably got your timeline. It's going to, have you ever got to a point where it's not quite the temp you want it and you have to start cranking the temperature up a little to get?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sure we've all been there a little bit. So
yeah, this weekend I cooked 3 halves this weekend, and one of them was just flying. I mean, it was 20, almost 25 degrees higher than the other ones.
Right.
And so needless to say, it didn't get turned in, but the other 2 were just spot on within a degree of each other, and they ran all the way up, and so I turned those 2 in. So
I got you. Okay, so that's some interesting stuff. All right, what about you, bud? What you rolling with, man? I know you're a drum guy, aren't you?
Yeah, the brisket and rib drums are running 300, 325. I'm happy with them anywhere in between there. The chicken, when I put it on that AJ's custom cookers, custom barrel, I crank it up. It's probably right before I put the chicken on about 450, and I sort of let it calm down a little bit and get it done. And it's like AJ, we were talking during the cook this weekend. It's like we're 30, 45 minutes from the cook, and like my chicken's done.
Wow.
It shouldn't be done. And because I put it on, I guess it was right about 10:30, and it usually takes about an hour or so, hour and 15. And dang, that thing, it got done. It's like, well, put it in the camper, tin it, and wait until it's time to put it back on to sauce it. And did so.
Right, that's interesting.
But who knows next year? I heard somebody that might be in the middle of the screen on top said he might give me some pointers on cooking on a Jambo sometime. And
I don't think you're ever going to light a fire in it, man. I think it's going to sit there brand new.
Twice.
Okay. No, he's done lit it up twice. All right.
Yep. Jamie was proud of me that I've already used it. So talked to him this weekend.
Okay.
And got it out, smoked some ribs and some wings on it one day after I seasoned it. And then, smoked. I did James Dotson and smoked some pizza on it one day too.
Okay.
That's
interesting.
That thing is efficient. I tell you what, it is efficient, easy to get going. So I understand why Aaron likes cooking on it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Carl, have you ever cooked on anything other than your homemade stuff that you've made, your homemade pit?
I tried drums a couple times. I hate them.
He likes simplicity. Light the fire, put the stuff in, shut the door, let it roll. Man, I'm with you.
Carl likes to wake up early or not go to bed. Either way. He doesn't care about sleeping in until 6:30. He wants to get up early or never go to bed. Doesn't matter.
I don't know about the never go to bed, but I'm the guy that's up at 4 o'clock every morning. So I'm up at 4. My brisket goes on at 5, and it's usually done between 12 and 1. So. Oh gosh.
I'm with you, Carl. I can't stand drums. I tried doing the drum cooks during the competition, and I didn't get any calls. And I said, I don't know why I'm trying to be something I'm not. So I went right back to the offset and the pellet. So
yeah, that's interesting. What was you saying, Carl?
I said I got to get up at 4 so I can put my beans on.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Now that you brought up beans, now I have heard some stories about the beans, and it's fitting that a guy whose team name is Cast Iron Cookers. I mean that the beans is it's like if you can't cook good beans and your name's Cast Iron Cookers, there's something wrong because you give me that cast iron pot, you throw you some beans in it, man, you're on point at that point. So, chicken fried barbecue, the Bean King, that's what I keep hearing. So. Let's talk a little bit about the beans. I mean, do you do a lot of bean ancillaries, or just when you do, it's at the bigger events?
I do, sir. I do pretty much all of them that I'm at.
Okay. So you gonna tell us a little bit about how many calls you get in beans here? Because I heard at the Houston Livestock
Depends
Show.
on how many teams he's cooking for.
Yeah, yeah. I heard at the Houston Livestock Show he had a few beans in the top 10, like 1, 2, maybe 3 of them in the top 10. So
San Antonio.
San Antonio. What did I say? Houston?
Houston.
I meant San Antonio. San Antonio Rodeo. So how many beans did we have over there in the top 10?
3.
3.
I think it's 3.
3 top 10 at San Antonio. Man, I'm telling you. So Travis, beans and Weatherford were life changing. Man, it was Bill. He wins all of them too.
Not all of them.
Those beans are the best. Carl's beans are legendary. Oh my! Yeah, I've never had them, but it sounds like I need to get some because man, I'm telling you, I love me some good pinto beans. There is no doubt. Oh my goodness!
2024, I won 25 first place beans.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did you just say?
In 2024, I won 25 first place beans.
Holy crap!
1 year, 25 first place.
Yes,
My gosh, that is insane! Wow, wow, that is. How many? And let's just say, how many competitions did you cook them in?
33.
God, dog.
His bean score about like my steak score.
Wow, 33 competitions, 25 first place beans. My gosh. Okay, well, sounds like I need to get a bean cooker in here. You would be surprised how many people I've asked me over the years, are you going to ever get a bean cooker in there to do an ancillary? It's like, man, I ain't found nobody that's consistent that's good. And this guy up here in the top right, he may be my bean cooker. Oh, my goodness gracious. That is, man, that's impressive, Carl. 25 out of 33, that's, I don't know what you got going on, but, man, that is very, very impressive, man. So
you need to get some of his bean seasoning. It's pretty legit.
Yeah, I've heard. Now, who sells your bean seasoning? Do you sell
LC.
it? LC does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He showed up at El Campo just to cook beans, and yes, he won first place, perfect score. Wow.
That was last year.
That was last year. So, okay. So Jason's always got to be the funny guy. How much MSG went into those 25 first place beans? Are you an MSG guy to get some salt and flavor in them?
No. You mean like accent?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. There you go, Jason. So he's got a cast iron cooker. It just brings its own flavors. So, man, that is absolutely impressive. Wow. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about, like your brisket. I mean, obviously brisket's a pretty tough meat in Texas. There's some serious competition. I'm sure you got Fred, you got Bill, you got LC, you got, a whole host of 25 other amazing cookers there in brisket. And you finished, third or fourth overall, and you was right there at the top, fourth overall, right to the top. So CBA's got this rule now. They've allowed it a couple years ago, but I think it was in 2023 when they did the Paris cook-off was the first one. Matter of fact, I remember that because Bill Purvis was there. We were both in Paris, and I think he turned in chicken halves. Excuse me, he turned in thighs, and I turned in a half. Man, I ain't ever cooked thighs before at a competition like that. And I was always the impression hey, a half, they can get any part of the chicken they want. So, and I had a first chicken. I was at least happy with that. And I think Bill had like a third or fourth. but they also allowed burn-ins at the same time. I believe it was at that same competition they allowed the chicken, any chicken parts, and burn-ins. So, Carl, are you a burn-in guy, or do you put burn-ins in the box, or if they're no good, I don't put them in and I just go slices?
I cook them every cook-off. Put them in the box about half the time.
Okay, so if they're not good, they're not going in the box. Okay, all right. So, are you a snake farm guy, or are you a Midland meat brisket guy? Or you got something snake? Okay, all right. Interesting, very interesting. Wow. Well, I'm telling you, you've had an absolutely incredible year. There's no doubt. Pork. Let's roll over to that as well. So, do you try to put a little bit of everything in the box, or are you more just a money muscle guy?
I usually do money muscles and chunks. Sometimes I put pulled in there.
But most of the time, just money muscles and some chunks. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of keep it simple. That's every time I've ever done it. I kind of followed the Bill Purvis the way that he did his in the class. Just line up some money muscles, put some chunks in there along the side, and man, it's a pretty box. I was like, man, it's a good looking box. It just kind of fills the box up a little bit, and man, I mean, it's just kind of what people are used to eating. Give them a chunk, or, give them a big medallion to chew on, and man, you can't hardly go wrong with a piece of meat like that. So, anyway, what about you, AJ? Have you had the opportunity to cook any CBAs?
I've only cooked 2 CBAs, which was Briscoe in 23, and then I cooked, I think it was Blue Ridge in 24. You were there.
Yeah, I was there. Yep.
Yeah, and that was my second one. The closest ones to me, like the Weatherford and the Parker County ones and stuff, something's always happening. I've missed them every year. I think this year, the Weatherford, the big one, the Barnyard, was at the same time as the Ardmore cook-off, which is half a mile from my house.
Exactly.
So I couldn't pass it up, but I plan to probably try to squeeze in a few more if I can. They moved the Ardmore cook-off this year, so the Barnyard I should be able to make, and then the other ones too, the Parker County Sheriff's Posse one, and then I think it's Springtown or something like that. The other one down there. So yeah, I plan to try to make a couple more of those. Yeah. I love cooking 4 meats. I cook a lot of KCBS too.
Right.
I cook an Outlaw, and so I really enjoy doing those.
You'd be cooler if you did.
Yeah.
So, Carl, I mean, where are you? You're down toward the Corpus Christi area, is that correct?
Yeah, Orange Grove.
Orange Grove. Okay, so do you mainly cook down there, or have you headed up to the Barnyard in Weatherford? I mean, that cook-off, have you ever done that cook-off?
I cook it every year.
You cook it, okay. So that we always say good food travels. I mean, apparently you're cooking quite a few. I mean, to be able to do 125 cook-offs in 2.5 years, man, you're definitely putting in probably 40 cook-offs a year. It's just gauging by the numbers, 40, 45 cook-offs a year to be able to get that many in. So do you mainly cook down south, or do you kind of venture out across Texas as well?
I go all over Texas. It don't make no difference.
Okay. Do you kind of run the same flavor profile everywhere? Or have you found that you have to change things a little bit? Like if you're maybe out further in west,
nothing.
Just keep it the same.
Even when I went to Georgia, I cooked the exact same thing.
Wow. How'd you do in Georgia?
6th or 7th overall.
And that was a KCBS competition?
Yeah, that was my first KCBS.
Wow. Wow. First competition ever in KCBS. That's pretty good. So,
good barbecue travels.
Yeah, good barbecue travels. I say that all the time. Carl won the Parker, a Triple Crown. Parker. Yeah. Which one? Okay.
County Triple.
Weatherfords and a Springtown cook-off.
Okay. Man alive. That's unreal. Let's see. Carl had 3 calls at the Royal Oak Invitational in Georgia. Okay, man, that is. So you went to? So did you cook this year's invitational?
Yeah.
Okay, had 3 calls. Dang. So you're a Royal Oak guy then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, heck yeah, man. Obviously, they're gonna have to invite you, somebody that's kicking butt as much as you have been doing. So, man, that's pretty impressive. I mean, not only in Texas, but you roll up to Georgia, you cook a KCBS, get 6th overall, go to the Royal Oak Invitational. That's a tough competition there. Mm-hmm. Some serious KCBS cookers are usually at that thing. And That's that's pretty awesome, Carl. Man, congratulations to you and the outstanding year that you have had. That bean has got me intrigued. I'm just telling you. I hadn't had nobody yet saying how. Well, I don't know. Travis said they were pretty good. It changed his life. So let's see, Carl. One. So I just saw him. Let me give me a second. I'm trying to go through all the questions that's rolling through here. See, who is the RGC at the Parker County? I have no idea.
James, wasn't
Probably so.
Yeah, the Triple
it?
Crown.
James and Erica.
Won it.
Yeah, okay. That's why he posted it. You know, if this was James that's asking the question, I should have known it was a front-loaded question. So,
Well, and then that picture that's on his profile is his GC at the barnyard. So
okay, all right. Wow. So you GC'd the barnyard. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Have you cooked on that new smoking drum, Carl? Have you cooked on that new smoking drum? He said he ain't
Oh, I
doing that
won a
more.
drum this weekend. No, I ain't.
Oh, okay. Okay, he's not gonna cook on it. That's awesome. Nope, I ain't cooking on no drum. I'm cooking on my offset. So, next world champion. That's it. All right, yeah. Now you did win a competition. Which was your big competition you won? It was a world championship.
Mercedes smoking on the Rio.
Okay. All right. What did you have? Did you GC it or did you have a first place in a meat category?
I GC'd it.
You GC'd it. Good Lord, man, that's crazy. Let's see what this is. Let's see what they got here. Carl's the man, hell of a good dude. Man, I'm telling you right now, you have definitely got it going on. There is no doubt about that. So, huge congratulations to you. What's the plans for 2026, Carl? You gonna just kind of head down and keep rolling down the road and keep doing what you're doing?
I haven't decided yet, but probably.
No, I got you. A man, a few words that knows exactly what he's going to do. He's like, "Yep, I'm going to get out there."
A few more of those KCBS ones.
I got you. Going to jump in a few of them. Okay, that's interesting right there, man. Well, huge congratulations, Carl. Man, a great year. You know, we always like to give prompts, and man, I mean, that's not just a little bit of a record. What you've got rolling on is just absolutely incredible. I mean, that's a great run for somebody that's only been cooking for 2.5 years. So. Ask Carl what his chicken was he turned in at Parker County. All right, so are you a whole chicken? I mean, a half chicken? Or are you a thigh? And if you got something secret that you don't want to tell, you ain't got to. But
I turned a spatchcock breast in.
Okay, did a spatchcock breast. All right.
Yeah,
that's a little bit different.
Chicken wings.
Yeah. Okay. 17th pork in Georgia would have won it. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I got 22nd pork in Georgia.
Jeez, that is absolutely
crazy. And
crazy,
congratulations to Chad as well for GCing this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he GC'd and I RGC'd.
He has been chasing. Him and Carl go everywhere. Chad just goes everywhere. Them two, it finally came his time.
Yeah. Wow.
Carl, you've been helping him out a little bit too much, maybe.
He's one of my best friends. I'll help him with whatever he needs help with.
100%. He's about as solid gets. It's a good crew right there.
There you go. Wow. That's interesting right there. That is interesting. Well, Bud, I want to roll into you, man. You've had a pretty good year, and 2025, what's your big plans for 2026? You going to come out swinging? You going to change over from the drums and roll on this new Jambo?
Well, I got one more cook for end of the year, doing Justin's rib cook off at Runaway Bay on New Year's Eve. So gonna try to end the year with a bang there. We're doing running buddies going into the CBA Worlds next month. Got our spot picked, and hopefully we got to go up against James and Carl there in Springtown at that CBA, and we pulled one out together. Bubba and I did. And funny thing is, we're only in the barnyard and Springtown, and we would have been 11th place overall. We didn't do the Parker County Sheriff's Posse, so we're happy with those results. So plan on doing a few more CBAs coming in 26. Probably going to do a little more traveling around Louisiana, trying to do some Arkansas stuff, as well as going into Oklahoma. Want to try to do a few more CBAs or KCBSs,
Right.
because I think going into the Royal, we need to have a little more of that experience.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's just one thing that we got to fine tune that to get what they want for that, because we all know they don't want as near as tender as everything that we're used to cooking down
Right.
here.
Exactly.
But I got one big announcement though.
Okay.
I am changing things up. Bubba's changing things up. We are going to be running buddies full time.
Okay.
It's going to be a joint effort in 2026. We got one under our belts. We're, I might have already had an invitation to go to the Jack this year from somebody, but
Okay.
we want to try to win it. So
I got
if
you.
I don't go one way, I want to go another way.
There you go.
So we're gonna push it. And I know that's gonna put a big bullseye on our back.
Right.
I understand that, but I told him last year when we first started doing a few cooks together and getting down things. And last night we talked about two people sharing an area like Justin and his wife were doing. And
Right.
The thing is, Bubba and I cooking things, especially doing 4 meats, it's smooth. We're in and out. We're out of each other's way. It's never like get the heck out of the way. We're doing good. We work
Right.
well together. We'll probably switch things up depending on what we want to cook. Whatever segments, I'll probably be head cook for all the cooks that we do together, just so if whatever we roll up is going to be under one name, and then we'll probably cook a few separately as well.
Right.
But we want to be one of those guys that shoots for it and
Right.
doesn't rely on a draw. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
That's good.
hopefully that big ambitions. It's on the whiteboard.
Right.
You got to put your goals. You got to write them down. You got to work on them. You got to make it happen.
Right.
And I think with a lot of working together and making it happen, hopefully we'll get there. And
That's
hopefully we can
good.
start off going to the CBA Worlds, and we're definitely going back to Blanchard this year.
Okay, good. Hey, we love the Blanchard competition. All right, so James wants to know, what spot are you in at the CBA Worlds?
23.
Okay. Yeah, I've thought about, when did they open up the where you could get your spot? How long has that been open up?
2 days ago.
2 days
Monday?
ago.
Yeah, it was
Monday.
on Monday.
Okay. All right. I think Fred had told me they got some spots that have full hookups and stuff. Do you know if that's true?
Yeah,
Aaron?
there's about 20 spots on the fence line back there that have full power. I think they're already. They might not all be booked up, but I think they're taken.
Okay.
But you have to get on there. But once you go on the website and you start to register, it'll say, here's a spot map, and then you kind of pick and choose. You can go like, I'm at 65, and so that way you can kind of have right there where you can kind of see what numbers are open if you want full power.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Now I've got a generator that can run the entire slate of trailers there, because when I was out in Midland doing cooking for Cowboy, my generator sort of shot shit, and somebody let me plug into theirs. I came home, I'm pissed off, and
Right.
it needs a tune up, so we tuned it up, and then all of a sudden we see an intake valve in the spark plug hole. It's like, nope, it's done. So went out and bought a new Predator 11.5.
Right.
So we ran 2 trailers off of one generator this weekend. It went through 11 gallons of fuel is all. So
Right. Wow. The Jack qualifier deadline is July the 31st. That's
The end of July.
The end of July.
August 1st starts the new year.
Yep. August 1st starts the new one. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, if I went, I'd really like to get down there early, because, man, it's going to be about a 7-hour trip for us if we were to decide to go. And, man, I'd either have to find an
That ain't
RV
bad.
park. No, it's not too bad. And
Yeah, for you and Aaron. Maybe.
yeah, you guys like to drive. I don't really like to drive that far. So, but I mean, I'd like to go, but I ain't gonna drive that far and only just get there Thursday or Friday. I mean, I told Suzette, I said, if we go, I'd like to go like on a Wednesday. Where we could get down there, maybe go to Ernest a couple times, hang out, go spend some money in the little small town, But man, I don't want to run a generator that long. I got 60 gallons of fuel on board, but yeah, it ain't gonna last that long. So,
There's a gas station right up the road.
Right up the road, Mike.
That's it. Just
It'll be cool. It won't be
buying 5 gallons of gas and bringing it over there and topping my tanks up. So anyway, yeah, I may end up having to take a look at that. I should have checked earlier. I didn't know the registration had opened. Maybe there's 1 or 2 spots left that's got some 50 amp power. And if
I think somebody jumped on there and said there's like 5 or 6 spots left.
Oh, okay. So did somebody post that?
Well, Mike, there's 50,000
I think
reasons.
Chad said something about it, but I may have misread it.
Let me see. If anybody, we are at 63. The spots.
Rusty jumped.
Let's see. The spots 6 spots from where the winner is. The spots 6 spots. 6 spots from the winner. I don't know.
I may have missed. I thought it said there's 6 spots left, but it might have been.
Yeah, I guess not.
Well, as soon as you get off, jump on there and go down there. Go to the CBA website. Go click on the deal. Go down to this register. Follow the information. And you just go down there and see what spots are open, and you'll see them on that fence line down there in the bottom side. I think they're like 50s to 70s, give or take.
Okay. Anything on that fence line is going to have. Will it say it has power?
It does have power. I can't tell you that it does. I just know for a fact that we've been there the last 3 or 4 years, so I just know that those spots have power.
Okay, interesting.
You'll see there's a fence line, and it kind of goes around the baseball fields, I believe, or something. That fence line, I can't remember what's on the backside, but everything else is parking lot, and it's all just primitive.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. So
there's 50,000 reasons to go.
Yeah, that's for dang sure. It's got some. How many teams you think is going to show up, Aaron?
I mean, there's going to be over 130.
130 teams. Okay.
I would assume there'll be. I know there'll be over 100.
I got you.
There was 140 last year, wasn't there, Aaron?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm spitballing numbers. I can't quite remember everything, but I would say the 130 plus range, 130 to 150.
Right. Wow.
I think some other cook-offs trying to take a little thunder from it, but.
Right.
And you're going to have a lot of guys from KCBS. You're going to have a lot of guys out of state, a lot of international teams coming down, to cook it. So it's going to be a big turnout.
Right.
And it's got its perks, So when you get on there, you'll have, the winner of this contest going to get a few more things than just the GC.
Right. That's interesting, right there.
But I believe there's a free entry for dessert. I'd have to get on there and look at the flyer, going through the CBA side of what we have going on. There's a free entry, and it's a world food. It's a world food entry, right? So it's a free dessert entry that has some potential as well.
Okay, interesting. All right. Let's see. Sam's Club Bite Challenge Dessert. All entries must include at least one Members Mark product incorporated into their recipe. So does everybody have to cook a dessert?
No. It's a free entry, but all you have to do is incorporate at least one product and have your receipt, okay, just so you know that you can prove that you cooked something from the Members Mark brand, and then have that there just in case something was said or asked or whatever. But as long as you incorporate a Members Mark product in your dessert, that's all they ask.
Okay. Do you have to put your song in? Do you have to put your song in here now, or can you give it to them later?
I mean, if you don't, then you want to make sure that you do put a song. If not, they'll pick one for you, and it could not be exactly what you thought it should be.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Sharky, shark.
There we go.
I mean, we've done Fred that a few times, and
yeah.
No, I mean, it's just they might just pick something just out of just because, not embarrassing, but just funny and laughter. But if you got a song, you can always change it though.
Yeah. Okay. It does say on here, attached to message or send by email. So I guess I could. That's a photo and the preferred walk-up song. Okay, so the preferred walk-up song, you can just type it in. That's interesting.
Yeah. Are you a member?
Okay. Yeah, I'm a member. Yeah. So.
Put it on your profile.
Yeah, it'll be fun. There ain't no doubt. Yeah, it looks like it may be fun. I may try to talk to Suzette, see if she wants to get registered for that deal. Well, guys, I tell you what, y'all have had a great year. AJ, man, you have been on an absolute roll all year long. And,
Thank you.
man, huge congratulations to what you have done this year. What's your plans for 2026?
Probably the same as 25. I'll probably cook majority Outlaw. And then, of course, especially as, now taking over as president and everything, I mean, I'll always I always cook more Outlaw than anything else.
Right.
But then I'll squeeze in some KCBS and
Some
that are
CBAs
here
and
in
stuff
Oklahoma and CBAs and
Right.
IBCAs or whatever I can. I look at the contest and what looks fun, and there's that one that's gonna be like Texas Motor Speedway. I think I want to do, and there's a few other KCBS here in the state, and then also in Missouri that I want to go check out. And
Right.
I told my wife I really want to travel some next year and just kind of cook some other states I've never cooked before, like maybe New Mexico. That looks like a lot of fun. The one up in the Outlaw that they have up in Brush Prairie, Washington. That one looks really fun. So I want to go check it out, and I don't know, plan on being all over. So about 20 cooks or so.
There you go. There you go. Let's see. Are you going to cook
that's in my head.
Are you going to cook the Rib Cook-Off Association Worlds? Did you make that?
There's a big controversy with that now. So the Ardmore Cook-Off is the same weekend as that now.
Oh, gosh.
So it's either drive right past, that's half a mile from my house, and then drive up to Shawnee, and it kills me. But, my friends and family all love coming out to that Ardmore Cook-Off. So right now the Ardmore Cook-Off's on
never pass one to get to one.
That's right.
It's got a huge benefit.
Yeah,
I know you always say that, and I always remember it, and I try not to ever do that. And so right now it sucks because I love cooking rib cook-offs, and Jody and Dirk, they're awesome. I love what they're doing, and I want to support them, but man, it's
hard to do that.
Yes,
there is 40,000 reasons to go up to Shawnee.
And my wife will give me 40,000 reasons to stay here. So.
That's exactly right.
That's more important.
That's right. Happy wife.
There's a bone
happy
for
life.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I don't know about a rib cook. I mean, I know those guys are doing a great job. I haven't cooked one yet. Yeah. I'm nervous to cook a Friday night rib cook off because I'm afraid it'll crash my ribs on Saturday.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, AJ, brace you bring your cute little helper when Stephen cooks so I can hang out with your cutie. Oh my gosh, she was so cute. That's for sure. So
yeah, she was.
Andy is just a precious little girl. So
she was a blast to have around. And of course, she distracted Bud the whole time too. So that was the other plan.
Yeah,
to mess with him during his cook. And so
what everybody doesn't know, that little pennant that she was wearing, it had a camera and she was shigging off of everybody. So it's all been recorded and uploaded to his computer at his house. So it was the ultimate shigger, man. Nobody even knew it. So
anyway, that's enough.
All I saw on my camper was bags of charcoal and Cole, my dog. So
that's it. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight. Carl, huge congratulations, man. It was great to get to know a little bit more about you. Incredible what you have done on the barbecue scene, not only in barbecue, but the beans. I wait till I go tell my wife about that one. And huge congratulations to you. Points champion, CBA, man, that's a tough deal right there. AJ, congratulations to you, man, on an outstanding year. And you too, Bud. Appreciate you guys being on, and man, if there's anything I can ever do for y'all, just please let me know. So we're going to wrap everything up. Lord willing, we'll be back next Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern for another one of our live shows. We really do appreciate everybody being on here tonight. Thank y'all so much. Have a great week, and as we always close out our classes, y'all go out there, have a lot of